Yi Chun from Taipei, very strong performance from the up-and-comer. And then after that, Liu Shi from China. So the best of 7 has started. And the first point to world number 1, Yuling. There's the stroke. Now, Yuling has such a versatile game. When you look at her, you don't think, like Liu Shiwen, for example, has very short strokes. Generally, she's very fast at the back of the table. Yuling can block all day long. She can counter, but she can generate a lot of speed and power. And then you've got Wang Manyu on the other side, coming out, delivering some big full strokes. Yuling's very, I'd say, clever in the way she uses her opponent's shots coming in. Outstanding play. There's so many shots here that we have to acknowledge how clever they are. Yuling gets a ball that looks like it's popped up. She's going to go for a kill. She spins it softly, and Wang Manyu spins it from down near the ground right back deep on the table. And this is all in the first third of the rally. Yuling not too faked, not too fooled. Manages to get right back into position for the next ball and take the point. That is so fast. You see these softer, spinnier shots, and then when Wang Manyu has the opportunity to tuck back the wrist a little bit and accelerate, I've seen some fast backhands, many in the women's game, but that one, I don't know. Just trying to think about who else will play a backhand so strong. Matches that Yuling has against some of the top teammates, thinking back to the journey that it was against Liu Shiwen. Just makes me realize we have so much time here. Who knows? I mean, it could be a 4-0 sweep, but this could go 7 games or anything in between. Still not even at the halfway mark of game number 1. Both players testing out strategies a bit. It's always different on the world stage. Wang Manyu's gotten more exposure recently to the world stage than she had had, say, a year ago. There was very little of Wang Manyu on the world tour. This is one of the beauties of being a fan of the sport. You can watch a lot longer than professionals can stay on top of the game. A handful like Samsonov and Timo Boll. Ni Xiaolian. But for these players, they're given the chance because maybe the Ding Nings and the Liu Shiwens, who knows how much longer they'll be on top of the game. Oh, that counts. Top edge of the table there. Funny to describe it as the top edge. I think any edge, if it catches the edge, is not the side of the table, so edge should be good enough. But what that looks like to you, I like to use the term top edge because the bounce of the ball visibly comes up. At least if you're outside the table. If you're inside the table, it just has to nick the back edge, as Yuling pointed out at the end of game 5. The break, the touch, she spills out on the table. Make sure no injuries there. Elbow's quite important. Most parts of the arm are, especially on the racket side. Both players looking for that opportunity to attack and then changing their minds, looking for the push. Now the body language of Yuling, dropping the racket there, tossing it out for the ball, is sort of a byproduct of her funny personality. She is quite funny, quite friendly. Tied right back up. Wang Manyu there in pink. I don't know. I think every game it's just going to be too tough to tell. We're going to have to watch and find out. Who's it going to be? Now, I think the tactics are going to change a lot. We're going to see very different points. Of course, you can see the jackets in the corners there. Neither player has a coach in the corner. Well, that guy's posing for a Titanic-style paint me Jack. Look at that. Okay, back to the match. Those backhands. Wang Man, you got a backhand. Wow. How many times was she tested here with different shots? Please don't be distracted by the model in the background. Yuling, world #1, having to deal with very different bounces. I mean, if you've got the space, why not be comfortable, right? Take that as you will. Third towel break of the game, and they're dead even, 9 points apiece, and it's Yuling, current world #1, with the serve. Oh, it's the forehand to finish it, the backhand to set it up. First ingredient in this recipe, the opening backhand. Game point for Wang Manyu. Oh, just at the back edge of the table. It comes off, but not a lot of room. So deuce in game #1. At some point, that's going to stop being entertaining. I don't know when. That takes a lot of skill here. Wang Manyu runs way around that backhand to make the forehand. The first time she hits a shot that feels like a winner, Yuling pulls out her magic right there. Back, but starts to come back into the table. Just can't cover that wide one. Game point once again for Wang Manyu. The backhand. Oh, don't mess with that backhand. Wang Manyu making a statement in game 1, 12-10, pulling it out. And it's going to be a tough fight. World #1 versus Wang Manyu. Game #2 coming up right after this. Back for game #2. Yuling at the top of the screen, trailing behind Wang Manyu. Not by a lot, of course, just a mere 2 points, which is now 1 game. Talk about change of heart. A little bit of MO difference out here. Yuling comes out firing right away. Wang Manyu was able to get those backhands in, and as soon as she opened with that backhand, Zhu Yuling became a passive player, a responder, which can be effective. We've seen it work for Ma Long against Fan Zhendong. But you have to be very specific and very comfortable with the shot coming in and how you're going to handle it, how you're going to find your opponent's weakness or use their strength to recover. So Wang Manyu back in the lead. Clever idea, but Zhu Yuling keeps it deep enough to the backhand side. As flexible and agile as Wang Manyu is, it's going to be quite taxing on the waist and the upper body. Just the whole body, really, to get the upper body that far out of the way to make a forehand there, that powerful. Backhand back again. Very close to the back edge, but no contact there. Tied up at 3 points apiece. First towel break, Wang Manyu re-rehearsing how closed she needs to be to stay down on the ball. Same setup there, at least the same blade we see Zhang Jike made quite famous. Piscaria flare. Ooh, right down the line, the parallel off the bounce. Zhu Yuling's sneaky like that. Completely fair. Simply, you don't see it coming. Short stroke. You know, Wang Manyu at this point, we know she's got power on both wings. She's taller, she's got longer wingspan, strong legs. She's got power on both of the wings wide. But the hands of Zhu Yuling, this is one of those things. We see it with a lot of players. There's been a lot of conversation I've had with different German reporters about Ricardo Walter and how much touch he has. And then there are other players who simply work really hard to make up for their differences. Zhu Yuling probably has a good combination of both hard work and touch. I say probably, meaning in China to make it this far. It's the national sport. You've got thousands upon thousands of people told that their life will be professional table tennis from a young age. And only a very few make it to this level, to be representing their country, wearing the flag, playing in front of fans around the world on TV. So Zhu Yuling again causing some trouble with those deep short shots, middle of the table. Again, the timing, she's giving very efficient strokes right off the bounce. She's not taking full swings unless she thinks she has the opportunity to finish the point. Close up of Rachel Ramos in action. Second towel break of the game as the fans watch on. Curious, it's still too early to know what the outcome will be. We've seen Wang Manyu turn things around. First time I recall seeing Wang Manyu in 2017 on the World Tour. She was playing Sunying Sha. Many said no chance. The two-time junior world champion Wang Manyu will destroy this girl. And Sunying Sha did the exact opposite. 4-0, I believe. And then the next time they played, Wang Manyu turned it around. So while Zhu Yuling was way up in this game, now just 3 points between them. His backhand's pretty tough looking. Watching her hit the leg just reminded me of Liu Shiwen in the women's final of the World Cup. You understand how bad these players want it. When you get the title of being world #1, it's nice to stay there for a little while. So tell all the haters it's not a fluke. I earned this. I belong here. On the men's side, Ma Long has been there for some time. But due to inactivity and actually some trouble in results recently, I wouldn't be surprised come the new year if Ma Long is not world #1 anymore. It's been a long time since that's been the case. Xu Xin before him. Some pressure on the serve, tight, short on the forehand side with that pendulum, heavy side. Looked like a little bit more top than Wang Manyu thought was on it. 3 game points for Zhu Yuling to even the playing field. Awkward spinny backhand. Zhu Yuling takes it 11 points to 7 to tie it up, and we'll see who takes the lead. Game number 3 coming up right after this. As we come back for game number 3, Roccadino getting down with his dinosaur self. Actually, I don't know gender of Roccadino. I'll have to get clarification on that. Either way, dinosaur self, no questions about that. Maybe Roccadino's gender neutral or fluid, tough to know. Oh, right off the bounce, big backhand, quick forehand. Marcos Freitas, we saw playing some of those timed shots. Mima Ito as well. But Zhu Yuling corner to corner. She still had the racket out from before. That backhand full extension, she still pulled it back because Wang Manyu was chasing. A little bit weaker shot, a little more predictable. On the other hand, we've got this. Wang Manyu hits the ball so hard she has to shake out the arm right after. Spinny opening backhand. Third ball attack. Man, is she fit. She just has such an imposing physique. I don't know. Oh, squatting to the ground, going for broke. An excellent shot. Doesn't phase Wang Manyu. A blink. Nothing. So much spin on that opening backhand, and Zhu Yuling rips the ball. Wang Manyu just covers and deflects. It's a self-defense shot. You know, one thing you have to love watching these players is almost every point, and in some cases, almost every shot you're watching thinking, how on earth can I produce that same result? Time and time again, so well practiced under pressure. This is what they do. This is why they work so hard. It's not overnight celebrity. It's players that have been fighting hard since they were young, surviving, beating the competition every step of the way, no matter how good their opponents were, getting better. So Zhu Yuling tying it up, first towel break. Inside out shovel serve there. Maybe I should say a little bit underspin as well as the reverse spin. From that camera angle, she's so close to the back edge of the table, it's hard to fathom getting a shot like that in play. Really not a lot of room between her and the back edge. The fan in the crowd with the tablet there, I think, has spent more time with the scrolling Chinese sign. Her face will never be known. It'll be her eyes and her tablet. Oh, Zhu Yuling fooling Wang Manyu one more time deep to the backhand. This play just outstanding. Zhu Yuling's had so many points this year that are mind-blowing. Wouldn't be surprised to see her nominated for the ITTF Star Point of the Year. The Star Awards coming up, first day of competition at the World Tour Grand Finals in Kazakhstan. Some very exciting times ahead. It's always fun to see who the fans appreciate the most, who the most improved players were. Up, I saw her mouth, the fan with the tablet, her identity, no more secrets. A little bit of comfort room on that step around that full stroke forehand for the winner. A lot of thinking going on there. A lot of time before the serve. You can only see one half of the table there, but you can understand why it's so effective. No view of the contact on the receive. Nonetheless, Zhu Yuling earns a third ball that she can really accelerate through. Now, as glamorous as the style of play is, as picturesque and perfect as Wang Manyu's technique appears, and as fast as it is, Zhu Yuling's pulling out a lot of strategy here. It's quite effective. Again, from her touch to the spin variations, trajectory variations, these are a lot of things that experienced players bring to table tennis, whereas simply physical fitness will not win you the match. Nor a shot that powerful. Wang Manyu taking the point, though. That was the backhand that seemed to pull out game one. You just sit here and shake your head. As hard as Wang Manyu's hitting the ball, Zhu Yuling isn't phased, keeps it in play, just adds to the pressure of Wang Manyu. I think table tennis players can relate, even just amateur players, when you're warming up with somebody or a coach or a friend and you're looping it and they keep the ball on the table, you just want to hit it through them. That's how Wang Manyu's feeling now about Zhu Yuling. At least that's how it appears in her playing. Sometimes stopping and going the other direction, slowing it down, can be more effective, changing your tactics. Speaking of which, the soft shot when she can't attack. She leaves it up on the table. And when Zhu Yuling steps around, Wang Manyu just deflecting. Couldn't get the attack there. Nope, not here either. Cool way to handle that. Play the wall. One game point saved. And it goes off and wide, 11-6, world number one. Zhu Yuling steps into the lead, 2-1 over Wang Manyu, but the match is far from over. It's a best of 7, and they go back and forth in this tug of war. Let's see, game number 4 coming up after this. Players come back for game number 4. Yuling rolling out the neck and the shoulders there, trying to stay loose, stay fluid. She's leading 2-1 over Wang Manyu, turning it around after losing game 1 by the narrowest of margins, 2 points. Just one. Wait a minute. Shot not quite there yet. Maybe. A lot of different ways to interpret that body language. Maybe patience. That is the right time to go for it, but still, don't rush. It's so spectacular the way Wang Manyu moves. Side to side, she's just gliding and floating and looping. Second to last point of last game. She was playing soft, won the points. Little reminder, 2 tables going on every once in a while. Caught off guard. I'm watching the same match you're watching. Yuling, Wang Manyu with the serve. This is a nice change. The last ball a little bit inside the table more from Yuling. Really does change the timing of the opponent. Also the height they're hitting the ball at. Just missing the back corner there. Yuling's precision. It's amazing that she can break the rhythm with all the power, all the touch, speed, and spin, the footwork. I mean, there's not a lot missing, and this is another one of the things that makes table tennis so fascinating to watch. You can have what appears to be everything, and still, there's something little that an experienced player has that sets them apart. Mental toughness, experience, creativity. Koki Niwa, number 5 in the world now, if I'm not mistaken. Someone that you look at and might not compare to certain others, but he comes out here with the touch and determination. And on the women's side, you're looking at world rank number 1, Yuling. You can imagine her second guessing herself a bit, looking for different answers. Wang Manyu has played some big, powerful shots and lost many points that way since game 1. Wow, Yuling withstands the pain, blocks the first one, and as soon as she gets the opportunity, says, yeah, I can do that too, and rips it for a winner. Wang Manyu probably hadn't been expecting that, hadn't been coming up too often. Oh, nice change of direction here. Step around and then wrapping it down the line. A little bit of look inside the hall. Fans standing in the distance watching. Again, some good shopping here. Very exciting on the world tour for table tennis fans to come in and get some professional jerseys and equipment. You can see almost everybody in the crowd with their shopping bags. Definitely a great experience all around. Come in for some shopping, some world-class table tennis, a chance to support your favorite players. So this is when it starts to feel like Wang Manyu might have an opening, might have a chance there. Top edge of the racket, that deep push is a clever shot. Again, you can understand the rush. Wang Manyu has an opening on the table, and Yuling, she's shown us so many times that if she can get there with the racket, all she has to do is reach out. She's comfortable to angle the ball and find a good place on the table, which adds to the rush that Wang Manyu plays in. Feels like it's been a little while since we've seen Zhu Yuling have an opportunity, take the shot and miss it. Nice side and top there on the opening backhand, though. For most players in the world, it's not an easy shot. For Zhu Yuling, it's also not an easy shot, but it's an easier shot than most players, I'd say, for her. She makes quite a high percentage of those. Excellent angle, getting in quick. Again, for a relatively tall player, Wang Manyu, it's a bit expensive to move in over the table like that. She has to get the feet wide, as she did, so she can come back, cover the backhand corner if need be. So down 1-6, now just down 6-8. Very attainable. Remember, 3-7. She might have even been down 1-7. Yes, she either was or she wasn't. I just can't remember for sure. Either way, Wang Manyu, spinny backhands here, and Zhu Yuling looking a little bit more flawed, looking a little bit more human. Some holes have been found in her game. Placement with power. Good combination here. The middle of the table from the middle, the drive on the step around. Now, one other thing to think about playing at this level or any level is not only the shot you're going to get back, but where you are on the table and where your opponent is. So, for example, Wang Manyu, middle of the table, wants to play a parallel shot. She's got less to cover on the wide forehand. She's not afraid of having to chase. This is a player who's very confident in her backhand, but here, Zhu Yuling quick, again, change of pace. Goes from soft to a fastball wide to the forehand, and Wang Manyu, very little time to get anything behind the ball, meaning it lacked power. Oh, wow. For a push that looked to be a potentially fast push, I mean, she digs in and it just creeps over the net. Stays right there, and a bit of fortune for Zhu Yuling. 2 game points for a 3-1 lead. Nice placement, inside out forehand. A little surprise, Wang Manyu saving a game point. Very patient play on that receive. Zhu Yuling so confident and so calm to save a perfectly placed serve, or very close anyway. 11-9, Zhu Yuling now leading 3-1. Will world number 1 move on? Will Wang Manyu crawl and fight her way back? Game number 5 right after this. Players back now for game number 5. Wang Manyu in pink at the top of the screen is the one who has her work a whole lot less done. Her to-do list is going to be much bigger than that of Zhu Yuling. Zhu Yuling up 3-1 now. We'll see. We've seen bigger comebacks. This is the score for Timo Boll. He's been down 1-3 throughout the year. and pulled off some of the most amazing comebacks we've seen. Table tennis players are sort of like engineers. They're always looking for solutions to their problems. And while it can be frustrating when you have an opponent who blocks back all your strongest loops, sometimes looping harder, as I mentioned before, not the answer. Solid over the table, Wang Manyu. She has a presence where it feels like she can cover the table quite well, get back for the backhand corner if she needs to. Holds her balance very well. See how quickly she's back in that backhand corner? That's the obvious spot that Zhu Yuling wants to pinpoint after bringing Wang Manyu over the table. A little bit flatter ball on that last hit. Zhu Yuling mistiming it. Step around does not come back down. This is a person with a lot of thinking, right? Zhu Yuling starting off not in the best of positions here in game 5. Wang Manyu, this is not typical of the women's game. But now she's playing a bit more, I'd say, I don't know, more varied. She's just moving well, and we're seeing slower spinny shots when she needs to. I feel like her decision-making ability is getting better. While there are a lot of other details, the fact is sometimes you try to push a square peg into a round hole. You really look to force the attack. Zhu Yuling, a master of these rallies. But both players, it takes two to tango. The ball keeps coming back after Zhu Yuling. So many fast shots. It softens it up a little bit, but those last two, and her feet just barely pivot for her to turn the waist so she can take the forehand or the backhand quite quickly. This is a score we might recall was the other way around last game. But I think we know that Zhu Yuling can come back from nearly anything after her match with Liu Shiwen. It's quite interesting watching people develop in all areas of life, but table tennis professionals, Zhu Yuling, part of the second generation of the top players from China. And she's playing against even younger. She's developing, Zhu Yuling, so much mental ability. So much calm, so much cool, so much thinking outside the box, finding solutions. Second towel break of the game. Zhu Yuling just taking a break at the back of the table. Hands on hips, waiting, watching her opponents on the other table. Oh my goodness. Such a good rally. Zhu Yuling didn't want to come back to the table. I do that. I do that at local tournaments. I don't think I've ever seen world #1 in a televised match say, give me a sec here. I'm enjoying watching my teammates play. Chun Meng and Chun Ke on the other table putting on a rally so dazzling. Zhu Yuling just wanted to watch, and then she comes out and does this, a forehand flip like nobody's business. She's like, don't interrupt. I'm just going to take care of this quickly and get back to watching Chun Meng and Chun Ke. Finish the point quickly so I can turn back on the TV. Well now, this whole finishing the point quickly business is working out quite well for world #1. Long underspin serve, no third ball attack needed. Yuling got warned, turn off the TV, go do your homework. I think anyone who has a TV in a childhood has heard that before. Yuling's watching still. This is gonna be a yellow card here for sure. Samin's reaching into her jacket, and it's appropriate. I didn't see the card come out. Don't get me wrong, I love watching table tennis, obviously, and I know you do too. That's why you're watching right now. But can you imagine? You're playing like a major match right here, trying to come back, and just sort of disregarding it, being like, there's something else I'd rather be doing right now. 2 points between them now. Yuling up at 7. Timeout, that's a late timeout, but that's what happens when you don't have a coach in the corner. The timeouts tend to come later because the players have it on their own to call the timeout. Fans laughing there. What did I miss? Maybe it's that Yuling was watching. Well, now I wonder if Yuling will use the timeout. I'm surprised she didn't just stay at the table and turn sideways to watch. She has a full minute of uninterrupted watching the other match time. Why even go to the corner? Drinking, this would be really funny if this actually was the problem. Yuling goes to the corner and it breaks her rhythm of watching the other match, which harms her in this one. After all, she's the one who's been on the comeback streak after turning to watch Chun Meng and Chung Ke play. Would be nice to know how to open the bottle. You want to drink? Maybe close it. Wow, both players really seem entertained by this match. I looked at the scoreboard and I won't tell you why. All I will say is, much like Lee Song-soo and Junmi Zutani, Chun Meng and Chung Ke will be another one you should add on your watch later list. Or put that on the list for sure. It'll be on mine at some point. I just saw the end of it. Secrets, secrets. Nonetheless, Wang Manyu and Yuling have nothing to watch now but their own match. Oh, the flip goes out. She needs distractions. Why did Chun Meng and Chung Ke have to stop playing? So close. 2 game points for Wang Manyu to extend the match and fight in game number 6. And she takes it. Wang Manyu 11-8 extends the match. Some fans quite thrilled to see it. Could come down to a 7th, a decider. We'll find out game number 6 first, coming up right after this.
Der zweite Teil der Aktion der DKMS ist die Registrierung. Hier haben sich bisher 29 Zuschauer für die Knochenspende registriert und eine Aktion von DTW und CMG. Jeder 5. Registrierte bekommt eine Freikarte für die Job-Open 2018 gegen. Also für euch die Gelegenheit, Gutes zu tun und gleichzeitig die Chance auf Freikarten für die Job-Open 2018 in Bremen. Und diese Aktion läuft nur noch heute.
So time was called and the players are back for game number 6. It's always interesting to see the different fashion around the world in the crowd, from teddy bears on sweatshirts to I am the best cat. It's a statement there. Not the best cat in terms of modesty. Anyway, Wang Manyu, 2 games on the scoreboard. Yuling 1 game away from victory. No connection on that second ball, just some loosening up needed from Wang Manyu. 2 exchanges in a row. Okay, first point, it's a push rally here. Wang Manyu on the scoreboard nonetheless. At the end of the match, the win is the win, regardless of how you won it. That is so loaded with spin. The racket speed that Wang Manyu has coming into this ball. You can see by the dark blue sponge. Had a very interesting conversation with a friend and another new friend about the technology going into making these rubbers. And on that Chinese top sheet of rubber, combined with the sponge, it's tough to play with if you're not used to it, but it's like the secret ingredient. Beautiful forehand down the line, the speed off the step around. First towel break of the game, no sign of who will win. There is more momentum on Wang Manyu's side after taking last game 11-8. We saw Yuling come back under pressure, taking away, that's a tough way to say it, but Liu Shiwen had a chance at a 5th World Cup to set a world record, and Yuling managed to fight and win the match, the title, the cup. Burned, stepped and burned. This is one of the drills that Yuling does so many times. She sees someone take a big stroke on her tippy toes, just reaches out that very short motion on the forehand side. The faster the pitch comes in, the shorter the swing needs to be for power, especially in table tennis, but a service here under pressure here. So 5-4 now. Hanging in there for a lot of big shots, a little bit off the top of the net for Yuling, and still wasn't able to take the point. Wang Manyu with nerves of steel. Can never count Yuling out, though. The same could be said about her after her performance in Markham, Canada. Finally, a shot that misses top edge of the racket. Wang Manyu holding the arm like that, unless that's just a thing. The way Zhang Jiko would rub the edge tape of the racket, or Shushin would look at his racket after missing a shot. Wang Manyu seems to be stretching it out, seems to be handling okay. Clever idea, but the table just not wide enough. 7-5 lead there. Rachel Ramos with the latest update of the score. Yuling's second towel break, leading by 2. As you can see, the timeout has been used by Wang Manyu. Not on Yuling's side. Service for the point. Yuling 3 points away from moving on to the women's singles semifinal at this Platinum Tour event. A little bit rushed, shallower on the table, and Yuling needs to come in for that. She lunges. It's a little bit tougher, changing the timing. We see this a lot in many sports. The timing of the contact. Suddenly the legs aren't behind the shot anymore. Inside out forehand to extend the lead back to 3. Is still clinched as she loosens up and gets ready for this next point, but this is a big shot here. Step around, you could tell just by the follow through off the side of the screen how much side spin was on that ball from Yuling. Once again, stays closed on top of the bounce of a very spinny ball. 4 match points for the current world number 1, the Women's World Cup holder, Yuling. And that's it once again, the bread and butter, the inside out forehand. 3 in a row for Yuling, 11-6. All business out here. Quick handshake and she moves on. But what a performance. Once again, looking to be in outstanding form after one of the most memorable women's matches in modern table tennis. Yuling will be playing again quite soon in the women's singles semifinals. So there's the recap for you. 4-2 scores on screen, and despite the strong start from Wang Manyu, that was the only game where she made it to 10 points. Or excuse me, past 10 points, I should say, until game number 5 at 11-8. But in the end, it was Yuling. So stick around, we've got more exciting matches coming up. And arguably the world's best chopper, Wu Yang, makes her appearances from time to time. She'll be making it next against Kasumi Ishikawa, top player from Japan, right after this. Stay here.